You ever find yourself in Jackson, Michigan, and in need of some hospitality? Then look no further than the Wooden Spoon. From the moment you walk into this restaurant, you'll be taken in by its theme. License plates from all over the state cover the walls. And yes, there are plenty of wooden spoons as well. From crispy cinnamon rolls, all made in-house, to their tri-berry pancakes, there's a little something for everyone here. In fact, as it would turn out, a lot of the regulars leave their own mugs here, meaning that to some locals, this is truly a personal dining experience. The Wooden Spoon in Jackson, Michigan is to some a home away from home.
So we're here at the Wooden Spoon with the owner, Teresa. And this is an absolutely quaint and wonderful establishment so far. Like, we've had quite the experience to enjoy your wonderful food. Since this is so unique, why don't you tell us a little bit about the history that got this all started?
My in-laws started it years ago. They bought it. It was closed. It had been closed for a year, and they opened it and got it started. And then they wanted to move closer to their home because they were driving a little distance. So they offered it to us. We were in Grand Rapids at the time, and that's history. We said yes, came back, they opened another one, and we've been here ever since. This is our 40th year.
Wow, that's a good long time for a restaurant, right?
Yep, it is.
40 years in Jackson, the Wooden Spoon.
It's our 40th year. Yep.
And it started with your in-laws, and then you guys decided to take it over.
They had it for 3 years, and then we took it over from there. Mm-hmm.
Wow, so they weren't doing that good, and you're like, all right, we got this.
We got it.
Right?
Yep.
All right.
You go start another one.
So when we walked in, we got hit with kind of like a road trippy, homely, comfortable vibe. And this is definitely a really nice, comfortable aesthetic. What had you decide on this for the aesthetic?
We have a restaurant customer that worked for a sign company, 3M, and he would go to auctions and buy signs, and he offered to bring some of the signs to put on the wall because they were bare at the time. I said sure. So that's how it all started, and next thing you know, people were bringing in license plates, and then they brought in pictures that our customers paint. So that's kind of how it all started. The customers did the decorating.
That's pretty cool. So
It
you're
is.
just like,
It's
all
hard
right.
to find an empty spot to put. We still have quite a few license plates to put up yet.
You got some really
And we will.
old license plates out here too.
There are.
That's neat. It's like a little bit of a treasure hunt.
We have one from every state. We got them all.
All 50?
Yep.
They got all 50. That's wow. That's
We got
pretty
'em.
cool.
We're good.
Even Alaska, that's really far away.
Yep, we do.
So we heard about the license plates, but why don't you tell me about this very giant spoon that's hanging on the wall?
There was a Boy Scout troop, and they also did a fundraiser. When they did, they would come in and you would donate to the paddles, and then you would buy them, and they would paint them, and they would have jamborees. And at the jamborees, what happened was they had cut down a tree, or a fallen tree had already been cut down, and they decided that they were going to carve a spoon out of it. And they carved a spoon and left it at our front door one morning when we came to work, and it was against the front door.
You should show up. You're like, huh?
What is against the front door? We had no idea. So that's what they did at their jamboree.
Was it packaged up, or was it
Nope,
just sitting there like a giant
just
wooden
like
spoon?
Giant spoon on the wall.
Can you imagine that, walking up to the front door of your place and just
How are we gonna
giant
move
wooden
this?
spoon? Like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Interesting. That's the spoon story.
You also have this delicious cinnamon roll that's really fluffy and light and sugary and delightful. Have you guys always been making that? Has it always been on the menu?
Yes, always been on the menu. My husband makes them on Sundays. And they're more so now because of the heat and the temperature.
Yeah.
So you can raise them, and they raise pretty fast in the kitchen right now during the summer.
Well,
But
they're
yeah,
definitely getting fluffy. Yeah.
he's been making them 40 years.
40 years of cinnamon rolls, and it tells.
Yep, they do. They're really good. He's a good baker.
I have a hard time not ordering like 5 more of those things. Take some home with me.
You can?
We were lucky enough to be here around closing. We noticed you guys have like a unique custom that I don't see in many other restaurants, where you kind of sit down with all the workers and have a family dinner like that.
It started out with some of my employees that came from households that didn't have family time.
Okay.
And didn't have family dinners, and either were too busy, mom and dad worked, and they either ate on their own or ate in their room and did things like that. So here we started on Sundays after we'd all get finished working, that we'd all sit down and have a meal together. They can talk, chit-chat, find out what's going on, what they've done during the week, or talk about the day and what mistakes we made or what customer came in. And it also bonds them to each other.
That is a really nice custom.
We like it. Usually Steve and I sit down with them, but we haven't been able to do that lately, only because it's been so busy. And then the table gets pretty full, and
then these
it's
guys with
good.
cameras show up and they want to give you an interview.
Right, they do. So here
jerks.
I am without eating, and it's fine. But that's it. That's the spoon.
Hey, if you guys are ever in Jackson, Wooden Spoon is definitely a delight to hit up. Thank you for
Come
coming.
visit. You're welcome. Anytime. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it.
So we're now here with Kaylin at the Wooden Spoon, a wonderful waitress who has been working here for how long?
For 3 years.
3 years. 3 years. That's a pretty impressive amount of time. What has kept you here for so long?
I would definitely say the environment, because it's not just a normal work job where you come in and you never talk to your coworkers and you dread texting your boss, and it doesn't feel like a job. It feels like family, because I can come in every morning and I talk to Teresa about the crazy things that I did over the week with my friends, and I can tell her everything about my life, and she's there for me like a mom. And all my coworkers were really good friends, and we can hang out, and also the customers, it's a really good environment.
Like a second family. That's really cool. That's definitely uncommon these days. All right, and what is your favorite thing? Since you seem to really like it, but what is your favorite thing? That might be tough to answer, but what is your favorite thing about this restaurant?
I would have to say the relationships that I've made. Like I said, like with Teresa and my coworkers, but with the customers, because we have some regulars that come in, and some of them now are very committed to where I'm going to college, and they came to my graduation party, and they know my life, I know their life. So it's pretty cool, and I've figured out that some of them, they know my best friends, they know my friends' parents. It's very interesting. They all have connections throughout the community, and it's good to get to know people like that.
Cool. And so what I'm also understanding is you're not just a worker, you're also a customer and have contributed to this really cool stuff that's on the wall here, right?
Yes.
And you have a favorite piece.
Yes. My favorite one that I've ever brought in is the Mackinac Island plate.
And that is
there.
pretty cool. So
Yeah.
like one of the 300 some plates that are on
Yeah,
this
we
wall.
have one from every state.
That is
Yep.
impressive. Cool. Wait, thank you, Kaylin.
Thank you.